The year 2000 began with a bang. Crowds cheering in Washington as the clocks hit midnight.
The torch is passed to a new century.
Y2K New Year's went very smoothly. Bill Clinton finished his last year in the White House, continued pushing the peace process.
The President of the United States.
In his final State of the Union address to Congress, President Clinton insisted
We should be and we must be peacemakers.
Clinton pushed for a breakthrough with Israeli and Palestinian leaders without success. Clinton's deputy, Al Gore, took on Republican George W. Bush for the 2000 White House race. A political dispute over Florida's paper ballots went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, and by a mere 537 ballots, George W. Bush became the nation's 43rd president.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
Document I'll sign as
8 months into his term, the world changed.
After 9/11, George W. Bush, who had been floundering a bit in his presidency, found his mission and his goal. He was going to defend his country from terrorism and root out threats to the country.
2 days after 9/11, Bush named Osama bin Laden his primary suspect.
There's an old poster out west, as I recall, that said wanted, dead or alive.
Under the umbrella of the global war on terrorism, President Bush expanded a doctrine of preemptive military action into Afghanistan, and by 2003, that also included Iraq.
American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
A quick military victory was declared, but the military successes did not point to political success.
Once you become a commander-in-chief as president, you're going to be judged by history of, did you achieve your objectives? Did Mr. Bush win his wars of choice? Did we win Afghanistan? Did we win Iraq? But certainly his war strategy failed.
A vocal minority protested the war at its outset in front of the White House and continued to do so for years to come. President Bush's problems were compounded when the country's fifth deadliest storm, Hurricane Katrina, landed in Louisiana on August 29, 2005. Seemingly aloof to the suffering, the president's first glimpse of the disaster came through the windows of Air Force One.
You've got to perform when the eyes of the public are upon you. He had to perform in Katrina because it was such open public tragedy, and he didn't.
Democrat Barack Obama swayed public opinion with his promise of change in the presidential race of 2008, making it an impossible race to win for Arizona Republican Senator John McCain.
The very election of Barack Obama to being president is one of the great moments in American history. It's transformative because it shows that we have put racism on the run, even if it's not licked.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
From the very first moments of Barack Obama's presidency, the nation's 44th, he pledged his actions would be ambitious.
Starting today, we must pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and begin again the work of remaking America.
But ticking off items on the presidential to-do list has not been easy. Faced with plummeting approval ratings, President Obama is struggling to come to grips with 2 wars, a worldwide recession, and combating global warming. And this is just year one. Tracy Brown, The Associated Press.